Howdy, folks. I'm Mark, and today I am joined again by Parker Deal. Parker, thank you for joining me for this short talk about video games.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. You are listening to Quick Play, so let's get right into it. This will be a different kind of episode where Parker has a take on a gameplay mechanic of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and that is really all I know. We'll see where this conversation takes us. So, Parker, what is your take that you got for me?
I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, I sent Mark a text like a while ago, last fall, and I was like, I have something to talk about on the podcast. And I can't tell you what it is. I mean, I could have, but it's more fun to just do this. So this is one of those. I was playing through the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Tears of the Kingdom, and was trying to somewhat 100% it or whatever. Just do a bunch of things. And so, spend a lot more time in certain areas of the game than I maybe otherwise would. And then realize there's a whole part of that game that I don't think that anybody, at least online that I've seen, has approached it the way that I think maybe the developers intended. And
Interesting.
we didn't know.
Okay.
Which is the depths. So what I posit is that the depth is an entirely different game than the overworld of Tears of the Kingdom.
Sure.
And not just in the way of like, so actually, you know what? The depths is Resident Evil Requiem of Tears of the Kingdom, because in that game there's two. From what I understand, I haven't played it, but you play as the girl whose name I don't know.
Grace.
And it's like a horror. Grace. It's like a horror kind of claustrophobic situation, and you don't have much power, and everything's scary and all that. And then you play as Leon. And it's like you're kicking all sorts of things, butts and whatnot. And those are like two entirely different things. And the Depths has both of those, and one of those I don't think is being experienced. So this is going to have a little bit of spoilers for the fifth temple, yeah.
Oh yes.
In Tears of the Kingdom. So spoilers. Cool.
You ready?
Everybody kind of hates the Minoru construct and like using it, but the Depths, I realized after messing around with it, is built for that construct. Like the way that, not all of it necessarily, but like a good portion of just the walking around time. On the regular ground level of Hyrule, I use Tulin, and that is it. I don't care about the other guys. There's just yeah.
Fly me where I need to go. Thank you.
Yes. But I was down in the Depths, and I was like, I need to get a ton of Zonite to do all this stuff that I'm trying to do, to upgrade all my armor to 4 stars for every single one of them, which I did. And it was a silly little time, but here we are. And so I was like, I need to just do this in a fast way. And I keep breaking weapons and stuff. And do you remember during the temple, the spirit temple, the part where has you use the construct, right on the construct, for just a little bit to try to go towards the end of it or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember doing that and thinking this kind of sucks. And it doesn't, even with the fan, it doesn't go very fast. And
you think first of holy cow, I've got a mech in a Zelda game. This is going to be sweet. And it's all right, it can go 2.5 miles an hour. Okay.
Exactly. And so, that was my experience of it. And I did not do that again. But, it kind of gave you the impression, or it showed you that there's these little pit stop places of different, things to build with. And you can kind of, stop at those and refill your construct at that point. And obviously those are littered all around the Depths, but I didn't do that at all. And then all of a sudden I started doing that again when I wasn't trying to beeline it to one specific place, and it changed everything. So when I'm in the Depths now, depending on what I'm trying to do, if I'm trying to get to a specific place, if you're trying to just go around and do all the light routes, that's one thing. You're probably just gonna hop on a glider and do your situation there. But when you're trying to actually walk all around and like find different things, different like the weapons or whatever. All of those weapons on the pedestals are about the right height for you to just like grab them with your attach
Oh,
thing and
yeah.
just suddenly have a new weapon in your hand and be able to use those.
Interesting.
And they break all the time, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter because even with a broken weapon, and especially if you're trying to get zonite and stuff,
Yeah.
you can still swing your arms, break all the zonite. You can still shoot bow and arrow. You can pick up, and like this is the big thing too, is like in Minoru construct, you can still pick up things off the ground. So it's not like on your horse where you're going fast
Yeah.
so as to try to get to a place. Um, and like the fan feels slow to be on your back to like run,
Sure.
quote
Yeah.
unquote, but it is technically faster than if you're just like full sprinting.
Yeah.
As like so, it's all these things
Okay.
that I realized
Interesting. Yeah.
it's like the depths was designed for this, and I don't think Nintendo's one to really be like, hey, did anybody notice like we put this in here and like
Yeah.
that's how it was supposed to be,
Yeah.
and
This is the Leon S. Kennedy of Tears of the Kingdom. You didn't even know it.
yeah. And so the broader, I mean, yeah, because I was like, okay, well, that's not really much of a like topic in and of itself, just like a PSA more than anything else.
Yeah.
And also somebody else might try it and be like, no, dude, this still sucks. For my purposes of collecting a ton of zonite and like just running in there using a like
Oh
ice
man.
or frost emitter and then hitting people and frost emitter and hitting people, it's just
Yeah.
a fun time, especially having all of your sages or whatever also with you and just having
Yeah.
like the gangs coming in there and just messing everybody up.
Just messing
It's
guys up. Yeah.
and like also you're about the same size as a Talus. And so I've got a little screen recording of just like me on Minoru just whopping a Talus around in the depth. And it's a very
Man.
fun time. So
Yeah.
the like topic that I actually do want to open up the floor is like
Yeah.
specifically Nintendo, I guess, but like but it doesn't have to be.
Sure.
Mechanics that are intended by the developer that just don't really get understood, like
Oh
don't
man.
really get received, and maybe actually are
Yeah.
kind of good. The first other one that comes to mind to kind of kick us off is the intermission tracks in Mario Kart World. Only
Hmm.
now is the Mario Kart World's kind of like community starting to be like, wait a minute, there's a ton of like various cool shortcuts and like just different
Yeah.
things on each one of these that at first we just didn't notice any of them because they're weird. And
Yeah.
but it was like Nintendo was kind of trying to force that down our throats or whatever, and
Right.
could have just been like, never mind, not a big deal, but actually had something there that they didn't outright point out, but was still pretty cool. um, I've got
Yeah.
some ideas that I'll get to in a little bit of
Yeah.
some that went well and some that didn't go
Oh
so well.
man.
So yeah,
Sure.
opening the floor now.
Man, I need to be thinking because I feel like I don't have any
Yeah.
good examples that immediately come to mind. I'm looking through
Hmm.
my GG to see if
Hmm.
anything jumps out at me. Um, man, it that is sometimes well, partly of Tears of the Kingdom in particular is it takes such a like part of the philosophy of the game is that like well you can kind of like duct tape your own solution that you want, and so if
Yeah.
you don't find the intended way the game is supposed to be played, that's still like that's fine with us. Are you having
Hmm.
fun? Like that's great. Like and and because we end up making a little hover bike instead, and like that's how I
Hmm.
got all the light routes. Is I just built my hover bike and I zipped around, and that was its own kind of little catharsis.
Hmm.
Um, but it's like I wonder, how could they have made Tears of the Kingdom in a different way that made you realize that more directly?
Yeah.
Um, and I'm also thinking about this of so I'm currently I've beaten Donkey Kong Bonanza thanks to your copy that you loaned me.
Nice.
I didn't love it as much as I thought I would.
Mm.
Um, and part of it is like, am I missing something about this that feels
Mm.
like partly of my theory is that the game is a lot better for people to binge it. Like I was
Sure.
chipping away at it like kind of an hour once a week, and there's not enough variety to make play sessions feel really different. But
Hmm.
if I were to play it in like a weekend entirely, I
Sure.
think I would have loved it because it's like You
And were
don't
you
really
like
have
100%ing it as you
yeah.
went as well?
Uh, not as much. I was letting myself get distracted. Like I wasn't
Mhm.
beelining
Sure.
the main quest, but I wasn't like taking I wasn't trying to get every banana in every
Mhm.
zone, every layer at the time. But there's partly of like, man, I bet there's something hidden here because it's open ended that I
Mhm.
like is more of that designed
Mhm.
structure that I was kind of craving in Donkey Kong Bonanza that I didn't really crave in Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the
Sure.
Wild. Um, but yeah, I wonder if I missed anything there. So I guess
Yeah.
that was a long way around the horn to say I don't really have a good answer. What more do you
I
have?
I mean, I didn't until I was like 2 hours ago, was just looking through my games. I was like, "I've got a couple." But, the Duck Hunt Bonanza one is really interesting because, like, for that specifically, like, as a platformer, there is something to be said for, like, there being designed to it. Um, and I think I gave the game some extra passes. I wouldn't even say extra passes necessarily, but, like, when I took the easy way to get somewhere and then looked around the corner and saw how it was signaled from somewhere else, that like if I
Yeah,
hadn't just dug through the ground, I almost like tricked my brain into being like, it's almost as if I did go that way. Like,
yeah,
for the to the game's credit, it's like I went that way for your sake, like benefit of the doubt to them, for designing it that way, even though I didn't do that.
sure.
And
Yeah,
sometimes I did try to like not just dig straight through the earth and get somewhere, but like a lot of times I did, and like it did kind of cheapen some of those
sure.
banandium gems or bananas or whatever, for sure. Which, yeah, is a bit to its detriment. So like that's where do they find kind of some of that balance? And like I was listening to going back to the Zelda bit, like I was listening
Yeah.
to something that was talking about um Zelda. Was it Game Maker's Toolkit? I think put up a video recently, where Aunuma's philosophy used to be that it was a sin for the player to let the player be lost in the game, and that's why you got Nani just
Hmm.
like all the time. But there's plenty of times in dungeons in those older games that I did feel lost in it. Um,
Yeah.
and that even though that was like they were really trying to not let me be lost in it. And then ironically, whereas now he's on the side of like, it is fun for people to just let themselves be lost and like go explore wherever. I don't think there were any times in Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild where I felt actually lost. Like I felt distracted and I felt like, you know, free, but not necessarily lost. And
Yes. Yeah.
I think when you feel lost, if once you feel found, probably it's because of something like you said, where you see the design in it, where like if you're in a dungeon and you're like, I don't know what to do, and then finally something clicks, like that is something that's cool,
Yeah.
when it clicks. But also, like, I don't love the feeling prior to that
Yeah.
necessarily, so it's striking that balance feels really tricky, um to figure out, yeah, like how to meet those in the middle.
Man.
Huh. Here's some
Yeah.
other ones. Just
Yeah.
not even segueing really at all. One that I
Lame
did
on
put
it.
up there was Breath of the Wild and weapon degradation. That one gets talked about all the time. Um, I like it
Yeah. I do.
personally,
Oh
but
yeah.
I also totally understand how it's divisive. But it's kind of uncompromising in its purpose,
Yes.
whether you like it or not. Uh,
I I
yeah,
do feel like it was a replay. It was when I finally was like, because the first time I played Breath of the Wild was like I was trying to hang on to my weapons for as long as I
sure,
could, and
yeah,
then playing it again it was like I'm just not supposed to. So I'm going to use a powerful weapon whenever I
yeah,
like darn well please, and it's going to break, and
hmm
I'm going to find another one, and that's
hmm
it made it more fun because it kind of
yeah,
made especially early on of like you're kind of just scrambling and it
hmm
just you pick up whatever's available, and I had more fun doing that.
yeah. Honestly, I think my only complaint in that regard is like I wish you could save more than three. And in Tears of the Kingdom, granted, it's like 12 swords or 9 swords or something. But like I want places to just be like, look at these cool guys. And then like if my full inventory could just be made up of just just useful ones, and then all the
Yes.
cool ones I just got to display somewhere. Dude, I'm fine with that. Like that's
Yeah.
no worries at all. Um, so yeah, that's the one
That's
thing.
true.
But no, I totally agree. Like it's fun to have just find different stuff and be thinking on the fly. And yeah.
Yeah.
Some other ones here is, and so this is those are some ones that to me like probably was good design, and haven't teach their own, but
Sure.
maybe for different people, just haven't noticed or something. Some other ones that I was looking through my games list and of like where things were designed a certain way and I could see why, but like, it kind of middle of the road is Ezra plays Princess Peach now. So I got
Okay.
Princess Peach when it came out. I played it
Nice.
all the way through, and it was fine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did okay enough time with it. Agree with most of the criticisms and stuff. Like it's a
Yeah.
very easy game to the point where a 4-year-old is now able to single-handedly beat a handful of the levels, which I'm very proud of her for. Good job.
Nice.
um, but the levels are very, so I don't mean linear just in linear, because obviously, but they're like, if you miss a collectible, you just have to start the level again, or like finish it and then start the level
Oh.
again. You can't
Mm.
like, I mean, it kind of depends. Like it's each. Did you have you played the game at all?
No, I've
Okay.
seen a good bit of it, but
Yep.
I haven't tried it.
So in that case, yeah, it's like each level is like a play, and so you're doing it'll probably be broken up into like 10 checkpoints, let's say, and each one of those, if you're still in it, then like maybe you'll be able to get that collectible again. But like once
Yeah.
you've passed it and moved on to the next screen, it's too late. Um, for
There's
Ezra, that's great because she doesn't care about the collectibles, and it's better to just like have it feel like this continuously moving, progressing thing. So it actually turns out really well for her. For
yeah.
me, it was annoying. And so like there was purpose for it, and I just wasn't the audience that was supposed to be getting that purpose. I wish there was a way that you could just like, put options in your games, folks.
Yeah.
So that's one of those. But
Nice.
yeah, any other ones kind of like that you've experienced where it's like, I can see why they did this way, but I wish they didn't, or anything
Yeah.
like that.
I think this is a Stardew Valley example. I remember
Hmm.
the developer, like Stardew Valley, it can very easily become like an efficiency simulator. Um,
Yes.
and the original the creator like did not mean for it to be like that. Um, Kind of retroactively though, there's some in later updates he adds like the key challenges that are very very late game that are like fine if you want to complete these challenges like you gotta be on it like
Wow.
you have to haul butt to get
Yeah.
these things done. And so it's funny of kind of him even recognizing like people are playing this game not like that you still can play this game. It's a very casual, play at your
Hmm.
own pace. You really can't actually lose. Uh, just kind of farming life sim. But if you want to be a sicko about it, like you can get rewarded for that. That and all the rewards will make you more of a sicko for it, uh,
That's
which I appreciate. Another one. This is a non Nintendo one. I was thinking a little bit about um, my first time playing Journey,
hmm.
which this is kind of a spoiler. I'm sorry if it's a spoiler, but it's like it's secretly an online game where
Interesting.
you. Oh, I'm sorry, it's spoilers for you
No, no, you're
actually.
good. I don't know that I was ever going to play it, so
Okay,
maybe one of
uh,
these days. But
it and like I knew this about Journey going in of like, oh
hmm.
yeah, you can get people who pop in and
Hmm.
join your game, and it's like a short game. It's like 2 hours to beat,
Yeah, yeah,
and so an hour in, I got this one guy show up, and it's like, and he or she was just
yeah.
like
Hmm.
with me kind of the whole time, like hung out with me, guided me, and I thought of like, this is my first time playing through. They probably have like this NPC who's your guide, and then you play it
Sure.
again, and you can get like actual people. But then when you beat the game, you roll credits. It like gives you the I don't know what PlayStation's name for it is, but the gamer tag of the person who was with you, and it was like, oh
Mhm.
wait, that was a real person. Like
Yeah.
I just thought that this was like because they were so like you would expect a person is gonna just like be annoying. Like they're gonna troll you and stuff. Like this person was just they acted like a normal like an NPC that would
Mhm.
walk with you in like Red Dead or something, just kind of walking
Sure.
alongside you. Um, and that was like kind of more powerful to me at the end. I realized like, oh, this person like actually took this really seriously.
Mhm.
Uh, and there's part of it that I'm in this kind of weird spot in between where it's like I knew there was this component to it, and so that wasn't a total surprise, but it was
Mhm.
still kind of a surprise. And I don't know if that is like I think it would have been more fun if I had gone in entirely blind to it. So I
Sure.
apologize if you do play it. I've ruined surprise for all of you out there. But it's also a pretty old game. I'm sure you've played it by now if you wanted to play it. Um, I don't know if that, like there's
Yeah.
partly of like how could they have communicated this a little more clearly to you? And maybe that's the point
Sure.
they don't. So I don't know.
Yeah. And maybe, maybe the realization after the fact being like, whoa, that whole time, like maybe that's part of the joy of it, like
Yes.
because maybe it's more meaningful that way than if you're like, oh, hey, Jimbo, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'd be interested in other people's experiences and like if your NPC PC friend
Yeah.
was more like restrained than maybe some others would be in those situations where they'd be like spin around in circles or whatever, be like, well,
Yeah. Which
so I don't know.
I
Curious about that.
think they do know if you're a first time player. Like I think they
Oh,
can
okay.
see there's something about your scarf or something like that that like
Uh-huh.
so yeah,
That's
that's
fun.
part of it too.
And mostly, I'm sure the people that are playing it. Do you think it's somebody that's playing it again and is going in? I guess because you couldn't do that
Yeah.
first time. Okay, so they're
Yes.
coming in to shepherd you through it, kind of. So they
Yes.
probably
It's
take that pretty
kind of like a
seriously.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the new game plus is like okay, you can now
Okay.
join other people's journeys too if you want to.
Gotcha.
So
Interesting. Man.
um,
Yeah.
well
So
that's
another one that I had on my list, just to close this off,
yeah.
and I won't talk about it much, but is Metroid Prime 4's Soul Valley, where it was like, man, I saw what y'all trying
Mm.
to do there, but it was on the bad side. We're like, it could have been something better.
Yeah.
I had like Star Fox Zero on the list too, of like, y'all really
Yeah.
tried with that, and I haven't played it, so I don't really know, but like
Yeah.
TBD. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, overall, I think the premise of just like game designers having like solid ideas behind their things. Um, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting when it feels like, and I could totally be wrong about the depth thing in Tears of the Kingdom, but it does feel like, especially because they tutorialized it at one point, and I just haven't
Yeah.
seen anybody anywhere. Not that I'm like super online generally anyway, but like doing that or talking about that or like seeing that side of the
Yeah.
depths in that context as a full experience. Yeah, it's just interesting to
Man.
see how things could get overlooked
Yeah.
if they were.
And like it's hard to think of that as a failure where it's like part
Sure,
of it is that a failure for communication or is that a failure because like it still kind of is just being the construct is not that fun to be around in
sure. Yeah,
and so
yeah.
like yeah but it
Honestly,
gave you new appreciation for it too.
yeah. I do. I feel like the difference in context, like mechanically it made sense in the context of that temple, but
Mhm.
circumstantially it was like I don't want to be like I want to get there quickly, and that's not what the construct is for
Yeah.
but it is like when you're down there for a while, the fact that you don't take gloom damage, the fact that you can still pick up
Mhm.
items, that you go
Mhm.
quicker than you normally would, that you can break all the zonite you want without running into durability issues at all, and you
Yeah.
can still shoot things, like all these things are like built for it to work well. Um, but the specific context of being in that temple, like kind of left a sour taste in my mouth
Sure.
of it that had to get refreshed later.
Fair enough. Well, very nice. What a good take.
Mm-hmm.
Fun conversation. I
Who's to
need to be
say?
thinking about these more too. Uh, well, one name, one game. What are you playing now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably still playing Pokopia, I would guess, but maybe not. Maybe things have changed by the time that this
Last
is in the
time
future.
you said it was a problem, so I'm
Yeah, huh?
guessing you have not solved this problem by now.
And Pokopia is the solution. That's how it
Yes.
works.
I have a fever. And the only
Uh huh.
prescription is more Pokopia.
Yeah, it's more fever.
More fever. What am I playing now? I'm still chipping away at Super Mario World. Playing it again,
Mhm.
trying to get all the exits.
Fun.
Well, Parker.
I am thinking about
Yeah.
trying Star Fox 64 for the truth. I've never really played it.
Oh,
A tiny
nice.
little bit, but it wasn't up my alley. But maybe,
Sure.
give it a try now in this context. So
Yeah,
we'll put
very
that out
nice, very nice, very nice. It'd be good, worth checking out.
there. Yep.
Well, Parker, thank you again for joining me. Are you anywhere else on the internet?
No, not at all.
Okay, you're here.
Yep.
Welcome to Quick Play.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all for listening in. You can follow us on the major podcasting services on YouTube. Press those buttons if you haven't already. And if you're on YouTube, you can press all the other good buttons there if you enjoyed this conversation. Quick Play is just one small part of the Playwell Network, which includes shows like the brand new, I hope I can say this right, Alertian Gates, Building a World from Paul Lytle. It's a podcast about Paul putting together his tabletop game, Alertian Gates. If I said it right, I'm sorry, Paul, if I did not. A link to Alertian Gates and other Playwell Network shows can be found at playwellnetwork.com, but you can find Quick Play on the proper socials at Quick Play Pod. And let us know. We need more examples. What are these hidden mechanics, these underappreciated mechanics
Mhm.
that are going noticed? Shout them out. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.